Welcome everyone to GamerMeld. Today we've got tons of confirmation and official news, starting with AMD launching two new CPUs, a launch date for Intel's upcoming Discrete GPUs, Intel's 10th gen 16-core CPU gets 5.1 GHz on water, Intel price drops are official, and we have official information on the PlayStation 5. But first, are you sick of subscriptions? It seems like every company has them, and after a while it gets tough to keep up. And guess what? They rely on that. They're hoping you forget. But now you can with today's sponsor, Privacy.com, a free tool that lets you create virtual cards to easily control your subscriptions or any online purchases in one place. Plus, you can add limits to every card on how much is taken out monthly or even total. So there's no more surprise price increases or double billing, and you can determine upfront when the subscription ends. To top it off, when you're ready to cancel a subscription, just delete the virtual card. No more hunting for unsubscribe. Oh, and did I mention it's free? In fact, you get $5 free for just adding your funding source today using privacy.com/gamermeld. Okay, it's news time, and first up for today, all the recent rumors and leaks have been proven true, as AMD has officially launched the Ryzen 9 3900 non-X variant and Ryzen 5 3500X. As for specs, both of the CPUs are about exactly what we've seen. The Ryzen 9 3900 is a 12-core, 24-thread CPU with a nearly unbelievable TDP of 65 watts. Remember, the 3900X has a TDP of 105 watts, and that was already impressive. Of course, to get there, AMD did have to lower clocks. The 3900 comes with a base clock of 3.1 GHz and a boost of 4.3. So the 3900's base clock is a pretty big 700 MHz slower than the 3900X, but the boost is only 300 MHz slower. Hopefully the 100 bug fixes I discussed in a previous video can help it overclock even higher. Fingers crossed. When it comes to the 3500X, the specs were oddly not sent with the press release, but if you head to AMD's Chinese site, it is listed as a 6-core, 6-thread CPU with a base clock of 3.6 GHz and a boost of 4.1. Now, ultimately this brings me to the bad news. The reason the 3500X was on their Chinese site is because it's launching in China only and only for OEMs. And sadly, while the 3900 is worldwide, it's only for OEM partners and system integrations, at least for now. Maybe they'll release the 3900 to custom builders, but as of now, there's clearly a stock issue for the 3900X, so I have little doubt we wouldn't see the same for the 3900. Let's just hope it's available at a reasonable price pretty soon. Next up for today, we got a not so cryptic hint on the release date of Intel's upcoming Discrete GPUs. The hint was tweeted by Intel's graphics VP Raja Kaduri, who tagged Intel Graphics in an image of a Tesla with the tag ThinkXE, which refers to Intel's Xe GPUs. On the tag, you can see it expires June 2020, hopefully meaning the new cards are set for release in the middle of next year. Not only that, but according to a few sources during Intel's developer conference, the company slipped up and confirmed that ray tracing will be a part of their Xe Discrete GPUs. Now, we knew they were coming to data center GPUs, but from the reports, it seems the feature could actually be coming to their mainstream lineup as well. Talk about jumping in full force. Continuing the Intel news, we have our first hint on the performance of their recently announced 10th gen Cascade Lake X HEDT CPUs, and it's kind of unbelievable. PC Games In apparently got a chance to speak with one of Intel's PR reps, Mark Walton, and he actually stated that they were able to get the 16-core 10980XE to an all-core overclock of 5.1 GHz on liquid cooling. Now, if that's true, Intel has worked some kind of magic here, but of course, there's a few things to consider. For one, he specifically said he believes it's an all-core overclock, so he isn't sure. Also, it could have been a lottery-winning chip, and was it a sustainable overclock or just a single benchmark? Basically, don't get too excited because I have some serious doubts that this is even possible, given it should be the same node, same pretty much everything. But with the price drop, if they can do anything even close to this at a reasonable power draw, I'll definitely be impressed. Speaking of price drops, the company officially announced the price cuts that we've seen rumored and leaked for a little while now. We're talking up to a 20% price drop across their entire 9th gen SKUs that don't include an integrated GPU. That means any CPU with an F by the name. What's great is that most of us are gamers, so you likely don't use an integrated GPU anyway. Of course, 20% and less isn't a massive change, but every penny counts, and it's good to know that Intel is finally taking Ryzen seriously. Finally, Sony gave us some official new information on their upcoming PlayStation 5, and that's basically the first part right there. It's called the PlayStation 5, which isn't much of a surprise. The release date is also confirmed to be coming during next year's holiday season. One interesting thing mentioned was the ability to only install parts of a game that you want to play, so you don't have to wait for that huge 50 gig download. Finally, they confirmed that the GPU from AMD will include hardware accelerated ray tracing, which ultimately just solidifies the importance of hardware ray tracing moving forward, at least in my opinion. I mean, we know AMD is including it next year, and it looks like Intel will likely be joining them, so we'll probably start seeing more and more games support it moving forward. So while that does it for today, what did you think of the news? Excited for Intel's new discrete GPUs, and what do you think of ray tracing's future? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to visit the link in the description for free money. And as always, have a great day.